and give a big Club 2284 welcome for Lucky Ray Fitzgerald.
A few years ago, I was in a place that I really didn't like. That place was filled with gloom, it was filled with despair, and it was filled with sadness. I experienced an extreme amount of stress, anxiety, and ultimately depression. But fellow Toastmasters and guests, I'm not in that place anymore. In fact, right now, the sadness that was in my heart has been replaced with joy and with love. And the life that I'm living today is filled with contentment and with happiness. And when I look back at what I've done over the last few years to get from that bad place to this good place, I found that there are 7 things that I've made habits that I do on a regular basis. And tonight, I'm going to share them with you. And I'll preface my comments by saying I sincerely hope that I don't offend anybody, because I'm going to use the word God, I'm going to use the word faith, and I'm going to use the word prayer, because these are 3 things that are critically important to me and how I live my life. The very first thing that I started doing, I actually started doing it when I was a young boy, because most of us are taught this by our parents, but I got away from it as I got older and things distracted me. But now, every day, step number 1 for me is pray today. Pray today. Every day, pray today throughout the day. And in my mind, prayer is defined as the intentional communication with God through our thoughts, through our words, and through our actions. Some people limit prayer to recitations. Some people limit prayer to orations. But I tell you that in my opinion, you can pray in your mind while you're doing whatever it is you're doing, in your thoughts. You can certainly pray with your words, but you can even pray with your actions. And when you make your actions an intentional communication with God, you bring in a power into your life and enable you to meet your goals and to change your life. That's amazing in my experience. So the first step of the 7 steps is to pray today. And I know that if you do that, your life will become better. The second step and the second habit that I developed was live life loving. Everybody knows that love is one of the strongest emotions out there. It's a strong motivator, it's a tremendous power. But sometimes we get so busy that we don't focus on love. And if you take the time every day to think about what you love in your life, whether it's a person, whether it's your job, whether it's something as simple as, for me, waking up in the morning and hearing birds sing. When I hear the birds singing in the morning, I think how lucky I am, and that I love that. I love starting my day with something as simple as that. So when you focus on living your life loving, your life will get better. It will obviously get better, and it's the second thing that I do every day. The third thing that I do, and that I hope you guys will do, is find the good. Life sometimes throws crap at us. We're often challenged by things that are difficult. But when you find the good in situations, and not just obvious easy situations, but sometimes very troubling, sometimes very hard situations, when you live your life finding the good, your life changes. And it changes for the better. Because I can say personally that right now, I don't experience bad things anymore. Because I know that in every bad thing, there is the seed for goodness. And I know the saying that was taught to me when I was little, when God closes a door, he opens a window. That's true. And every cloud does have a silver lining. And it's up to us individually to make a decision to find the good in our situations. And when we do, you'll be amazed. Your life will change. You're not a victim. You're not dealing with bad things, because you know you can find the good in it and you can make that good, and your life will get better. The The fourth thing that I do is I call it feels great to be grateful. And once you pray and get connected to God, and once you identify what you love in life, and once you find the good in all your situations, thank the power that's out there in the world that we often call God. Thank God and say, thank you, God, for this good thing in my life. Whether it's, like I mentioned, birds singing in the morning, whether it's your vision, whether it's the fact that we have air conditioning in the houses, whether it's the fact that you have a wonderful spouse, or a good church to come to, or a group of people that will help you advance in your careers. Thank God for that. Because when you have the attitude of gratitude in your life is so much better. And you empower yourself by saying thank you. And I want to share with you something that I did when I was younger. As a cowboy, I used to eat with a cook. We slept in a bunkhouse at times. And one of the things that I did that 20 years later a lady mentioned to me was, I always thank the cook. Why? Because when you thank the cook, you keep getting fed. And it's true. She used to make Congo bars, which I love, the little Congo bars with coconut and with chocolate chips. And she didn't used to make them all the time. And when I joined the crew, they were made all the time. And it was because every time she made them, I would say, thank you, Miss Ruby. Thank you for those Congo bars. I love them. And you know what? Every week, the crew got Congo bars. So it's the same thing, not only with a cook, but with the Creator, with the power. Say, thank you, God, for sunshine. Thank you, God, for this new day. Thank you, God, for all the opportunities that are out there. When you do that, you will empower yourself and you will have a better life. Now, the fifth thing that I do, I call it trust, trust, expect. And by that, I mean trust God, trust yourself, and expect the best. Because if you believe in a loving, caring, creative God, if you believe in an all-powerful God that's going to care for you and take care of you, shouldn't you trust them? If you have a mother and father growing up and they take care of you, you trust them, right? And they keep taking care of you. But guess what? The same God that's created everything has created each of us too. And we can trust ourselves. And when you trust yourself and expect the best, that spirit of optimism will just help you to experience the best simply by trusting God, trusting yourself, and expecting the best. The sixth thing that I do is what I call give-get. And it's simply the law of karma. All of us go through life thinking, speaking, and doing. Those are all expenditures of energy. And we're putting energy out into the world. And if you can take that energy of thought, if you can take that energy of words, if you can take your energy of action and put out good things, the law of karma says that good things are going to multiply and come back to you. And it's not just karma. It's also, as we sow, so shall you reap. A good vine will produce good fruit. When you live your life knowing that you're putting out energy all the time in all the decisions that you make, and you consciously try to make those decisions good, life gets better because good things just keep circulating in your life. The final thing of the 7 things that I do is summarized in what I call the faith equation. And the faith equation, an equation is a mathematical term where both sides of the equal sign equal each other. I define the faith equation as faith plus action equals power and peace. So if you want personal power in your life, if you want peace in your heart and in your soul, you combine faith, which I describe faith as what you believe in your mind combined with what you feel in your heart. The complete acceptance as truth of those two things. So you combine what you feel in your heart and what you believe in your mind. You combine that faith with action, and every action is infused with the faith that you have. It'll give you so much power in your life, power over bad things, power to do good things, just so much personal power. And when you have that power and that knowledge that things are going to be good, it gives you a peace in your heart, a peace in your soul, a peace in your spirit. And that's what I experience now and what has replaced what I was experiencing then. So fellow Toastmasters and guests, if you incorporate these 7 things into your life, I'm so helpful that you experience the goodness in your lives that I've experienced.